Hello, Celtic. Welcome. Finally, we are here. First of all, it's a pleasure to talk to you. You are a true legend in the game. So I would like to give you a very warm welcome, and I would like to ask you some questions about yourselves. For example, your art of war nickname, your real name, if you want to share, and what do you do? Where are you from? Just tell us something about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Nickname in the game is Celtic. Some people will use Celtic for the name, and real life occupation is psychologist, and my name is Ross.
Nice. Well, maybe that occupation explains why people say that you're very good at strategy because maybe you're good at understanding people's mind.
Maybe, yeah, it helps with some aspects of what I've done within the game for sure.
And how about maybe that maybe helps to handle a little bit the stress. Do you think
Yeah,
that is right?
yeah, yeah.
Knows you quite well, and I think I need to start with the basic question, which is talk about your clan. Like, how did you build your clan?
I think you need to have obviously the starting founders, and they need to agree on a culture for the clan. What is that clan going to be about? What's it going to represent? What's the theme going to be? And then it's like the old expression, you build it and they'll come. But for me, the first thing that goes into place is the culture, and then off that culture, you can begin to build sort of subset cultures as well. You could start with a culture to do with the ethics. About how you want to play the game together, how you want to enjoy the game together, and then from that you can also build a subset of a winning culture if that's what you're aiming for, and things like that as well. And it's just important to have really a good group of like-minded people in that way get together that all stick to that culture that's presented and try and implement that and encourage that within the group. And as long as you have that culture, you're going to keep attracting the same sort of like-minded players that you're looking for, and that's how that clan grows and expands.
And, and when you did that, did you have any kind of special struggle at the beginning of the clan?
I think at the start of any clan, it's a big part of the struggle is getting that culture down well. But once you have that in place, the rest kind of can fall in relatively easily. There's obviously at the start of a clan potentially a lot of people coming together all at the same time. So you've got quite a big group of people maybe coming together, beginning to get to know each other and kind of amalgamate into a connected unit within playing the game and socializing. So that obviously comes with certain challenges potentially as people sort of acclimatize to each other, the varying personalities, and it's becomes more of a challenge for those who are managing the clan to navigate those characters, those personalities, and the various goals of the individuals joining the clan into one sort of harmonious group.
Even though there are so many clans in the game, I think people agree that RGR is very quite special, and people have different opinions, but I would like to know from you, what do you think is your clan so special, and what does it make it so different from the rest?
I think it's the people that were within it, particularly the founding members. They're all really good people. They're good players in the game, but they're also really good people. And we were really lucky to get a really solid group of individuals together that had a like mind and really believed in the culture we were trying to put out there. And it was the unified belief in that culture and the standard of individual that we got together, both as personality and player, that I think merged together to create the special component to RGR at the beginning that really set the basis for it to go on and achieve as a clan what it has done.
Okay, if you have to take a look to the past, and you have to tell me the biggest achievements, both in the as a clan leader for the whole clan, at personal level, what do you think will be at least top 3 of your achievements?
Top 3. Well, I think I've had overall a collection of 10 podiums during my time playing. It's 10 or 11, I think. So that's yeah, it's not bad. Including 6 first place finishes. So those wins have all been special in a different way because they've all been at different times in the game. With different game states, different metas, and all have I've needed to use a varying sort of skill set to achieve those wins at different times. Several of them also came whilst being the general of RGR, which is trying to juggle being a general of the number 1 ranked clan in the game and also playing at the top level is, I think, about as challenging of a task as someone can face in the game, probably. Particularly with the sort of level we were setting with RGR as well in terms of the clan competition and things, and the culture that we wanted to keep up and keep going. So those would be up there, any one of those. I think I'm one of 4 people that have won a first place finish back-to-back seasons as well, so that's obviously a nice achievement. But I would say overall the achievement of being a co-founder of RGR and being the general from that founding moment through to RGR achieving going a full year undefeated as Clan Comp champions is probably what I see as my strongest achievement in the game. And just being able to help facilitate that process really, which had a lot of challenges over the time from many different angles, but was also very enjoyable for many reasons. Probably that as the number 1 if there is one, but being able to help the people, which is what I enjoyed through that process, was helping so many people within their journey through the game. When you're the general of a clan, a great thing about that is even if it's in the smallest way, you probably get to interact with and to some degree help every single member of that clan, and that was really enjoyable for me. And I was glad I was able to achieve that as long as I was before taking a bit of a break from leading the clan and playing, which I've been on for a few months now as sort of a refresher.
Wow, well, congratulations, really, that's quite impressive. I think that's awesome. Now imagine that you're a newbie in the game and you're watching this interview. Can you give that person an advice? Like, what would be that secret to get at that level of high performance? What would you tell that person?
Yeah, well, I think several things can help. One thing that I always speak about and spoke about as the general of RGR was disciplined play. There's a lot of nuance that goes into playing at the very top and trying to essentially outplay the very top players within the game. Obviously, what resources you have available do have a potential dramatic impact, but outside of that, playing in disciplined fashion, knowing who you're hitting, the order you're hitting them in, when you're hitting them within a given arena session, the timings, you've got to get that down, and you've got to think about who you're hitting, why you're hitting them, when they're hitting them, how they're going to respond or not respond, and then of course practice as well. Practice going into developing it and developing your mindset for the game. A lot of even players that are playing at a high level, what you can't fall into is this kind of plug and play mentality with things. When you have access to forms from clans and things, it can be very easy to just get some advice, oh, this beats this form, but really the top players, the very top players in the game will be able to understand exactly why that form counters that particular form and the various nuances within the gameplay that can counter that, and if someone else doesn't have the answer for them, they can go away and come up with that answer themselves, and that takes a bit of time again and practice of learning the game and watching and testing forms and testing the troops out over and over again and things like that. So it's a mixture of time, dedication, resource, and there's the old expression, iron sharpens iron. If you're in a clan surrounded by good players, that's only going to benefit you for the most part. As you're around other like-minded players you can collaborate with, strengthen your view of the game, strengthen their view of the game together, and collaborate to come up with answers for the forms that you'll be running into at the very top of arena, or wherever you are within the ladder in arena. You're going to run into similar challenges. They're just be challenges related to your resource level. So you can also, and I've seen it many times, someone can have all the resources, but you could say underperform to that because they're lacking in other areas, or they have less resources than someone else, but can outperform them in arena because whilst they may be lacking more in resource, they have the other skills in a bit more abundance than another player. And that it could be for many reasons, just mindset, help, how long they've been playing the game, all these sorts of things.
Thank you so much. I really, even though when I asked the question, I thought about other people. Myself, I'm learning with this a lot. So thank you so much. And finally, what are your plans for the future? Like, what is in your head for the near future? And after that, if you don't mind, can you send like a final message for everyone in your clan, like a shout out, something you want to share with us?
Sure, yeah. My personal plans for the future in the game, right now I'm just kind of seeing where, trying to work out really what I want my next project to be in the game. I might decide to try and go for the first arena first place finish as technically a clanless individual for the first time since clans became a thing in the game. I might slot back in some fashion into RGR. I also might get more involved with a different project or a new project and see how it goes. The lucky thing I have, whatever I choose to do, the lucky side of it is I have a really good group of friends that I've gained through the various processes I've gone in the game so far that are only a few clicks or a call away, and I'm always going to have that social element at my fingertips if I want it, which is what makes the game very much enjoyable in the long term. And I think why the majority of people, regardless of how successful they are in terms of arena ranking or any of the other formats in the game, why they keep on playing. And as a message is just, just be enjoy it. A lot of people use the game obviously as a vehicle of escapism, but the game can be played in a more stressful way or a less stressful way. And I think something that was really special about the game when it particularly kind of first launched off and grew was during the pandemic, and it really kind of brought a lot of people together, and they were enjoying that escapism from the troubles of the pandemic and still do from the general troubles of life today, and just really enjoy that. Try to not over worry about the game, and just it's difficult to not take elements of it seriously if you're a competitive person, which a lot of people are, particularly if they're playing a lot in arena, but and just enjoy the process, because that's what, however long it goes on for, when you look back at it, that'll be the thing that I think everyone remembers the fondest, will be the process and the people along the way that you played with and the connections you made. I've said in a few things publicly in Discord multiple times, when does a game become more than just a game? When does it transcend being just a game and kind of become its own sort of social, cultural and, mini cultural and social kind of gathering, and become something more special than just a game? And I think that's when it does transcend itself in the sense of creating real social networks and communities and bringing people together. And Art of War has certainly achieved that, not just in the clans I've been mostly associated to, but many clans and the wider overarching Art of War community as a whole.
Wow, thank you so much. Really thank you so much.
No worries.
And well, I really wish you all the best from Art of War team. This is a a family, and we feel that you're part of our family. And I really hope that this cannot be the last time we meet each other. And we hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you guys very much.
No, thanks to you, and best of the luck. Bye bye. See you.
Thank you, mate.
Bye bye.